Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. This is going to be the second stream of the season and we're back doing some more draft ratings. You guys couldn't get enough of it yesterday. We pretty much didn't manage to get through everybody's team. Hopefully today we can. If we don't, we'll put in one next week and probably the week after as close we get to the season. These streams seem really popular, and of course if you want to see more of these on the channel, make sure of course you're hitting that like button and of course subscribing for more FPL content. We're on that road to 15,000 subscribers and every single video and every single stream at the moment is doing exceptionally well, and it would be absolutely cracking of course if we could hit that goal, like I said, before the start of the pre-season. I can already see early doors, the chat is absolutely popping off. So let's see who's in here already. I'm going to have to learn how to pronounce your name now you've become a channel member. I've always dodged it because I've just been terrible at pronunciation. Is it Majon? I'm going to go with Majon. Again, apologies if I'm incorrect. If I get it wrong, I'm just going to call you Zen from future. That might be a bit easier for me. So apologies if I've got that wrong. Jamie's in the chat as well. He says, slap that like button and nice and early. Yeah, if you could, guys, it would be massively appreciated as well. Scrabble and Fun, I think you was in here yesterday as well. He says, hey, I hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. Like I said, Inside Gamer as well. I've seen you in some of these streams before. So yeah, lots of regular faces. He says, yes, sir, Majon. All right, we're going to go with Majon. We're going to go with Majon. Notion Vids is in the chat as well. A's in the chat as well. I got it right. Big up. That's what we love to see. Alex is in the chat as well. Appreciate everybody being here nice and early. Like I said, we will be doing the draft ratings today, so make sure you send them in to me on Twitter. This tweet right here is the one you want to go for. Round 2 live today at 4 PM. As you can see, we've already had 49 already sent in. So get him in ASAP if you haven't already. It would be great to review pretty much everyone we can in the chat. We had really good numbers in yesterday as well, so hopefully we can get good numbers in again today, do some more draft reviews. I hope so. I hope so anyway. It is also red hot in my room, genuinely red hot in my room. In the UK right now, it's kind of like really muggy and overcast. So I'm sweating my tits off in my bedroom. So if you do enjoy today's stream, like I said, make sure you are liking and subscribing. It would be massively appreciated. Before we dive into today's stream, I hope this is the right one. Yes, it is. We've launched the mini league for the season. The code, as you can see, is on screen. I will put a tweet out after this stream as well to give you guys the auto join link and stuff like that and just remind you to join. There is going to be a mystery prize for the winner. I've not really decided what it will be. Might just be like a little bit of chocolate or something. We'll make something in terms of a prize for you guys this season. So yeah, get yourself in the mini league as well. If you are a channel member, I did put a post out a little bit earlier, and there is a private league with a separate prize as well for that one as well. So maybe that's a little bit of incentive to become a channel member this year. You get to join a mystery league with just me in. So there you go. So yeah, channel members, there is a mystery prize for their league, and of course this is just the general league as well, where there will be a prize. So get yourself in the mini league. If you missed the code right now, it will be flashing above my head throughout today's stream as well. I hope this is the right one. It isn't. This is going to be the right one, isn't it? If I don't get around to rating your team today, guys, like I said, please make sure you are checking out Fantasy Football Hub's AI draft rating tool on their website. It is completely free to get your team rated by their AI tool. Of course, if you want to pay for some of the more kind of premium features on the website, that is completely acceptable as well. Go down in the link. Any kind of, sign-ups as well help support the channel. So it would be massively appreciated if, of course, you do want to check out Fantasy Football Hub's website. There is a link, as always, in the description to all of my videos for their free AI tool. Free AI tool. There you go, guys. Let me know as well what you're thinking with the poll. Are you going to be bench boosting in game week 1? I've seen mixed reviews so far. 25% have said yes. 24% are unsure, and then 51% have gone for no. So a lot of people not looking to hit the bench boost in game week 1, which is surprising. I thought it would be a little bit higher, to be honest. Maybe if like Harry comes out and says he's going to hit the bench boost in game week 1, might tilt the scale and a lot more people might be looking at it. But hey ho, we'll wait and see. Like I said, it is very hot in my room today, so it could be a sticky stream, to be honest. A very, very sticky stream. But we'll give it another minute, and then we'll start reviewing some teams for you guys. Like I said, we've got 53 to get through already. Make sure you all follow me over on Twitter at FPLTom_. Then go to this tweet right here where it says round 2 live today at 4 p.m. Leave it under there and we will get round 2. I hope we'll be able to get through all 53 within the next hour, but you never know. We might struggle. Andy's in the chat as well, one of our channel moderators. Thank you very much for being here, man. Appreciate that one. Is Wirtz essential at the beginning? I don't think he is. Game week 4 or 5 for bench boost for Alex. Very nice. I'm going to go game week 17 when we get the 5 transfers plus no Salah to spread the money. Makes sense. Does make sense that. It's hard to build a good bench boost squad with just 100 million. That is okay for the following weeks. Yep, I agree. I've been trying to put a bench boost squad together and I feel like there's always a few kind of problems within it. So I don't think I'm probably going to be bench boosting in game week 1. There might be something that has to change for me to bench boost, but yeah, I probably don't think I'm going to be doing too much bench boosting. What do you think of Minter? I'm not a big fan of the Brighton fixtures for like the attackers, and they never seem to be nailed. Like there's always rotation within that Brighton attacking line, isn't there? Like even Welbeck this season seems like a good option, but I'm not tempted to go near him at all. I'm really not. Probably not going to be doing teams in the chat today. It is just going to be on Twitter. If you want to join my Discord, I might be able to get around to a few teams a little bit later on if I've got some downtime this evening as well that we potentially could go through. What about a bench boost in game week 2? Cheap Burnley assets versus Sunderland. Not a bad shout. You could obviously pick up a Stev potentially as a 4 million defender on the bench. It's not a bad one, is it? Thoughts on Tarkowski? I probably don't think he's going to be worth it now that he's at that elevated price point. I've been looking at defensive contributions today, and yeah, I just don't think they're quite worth it. Best 4.5 million defender rotations. There will be a video out tonight at 5:45 talking about my favourite 4.5 million defenders and the best rotations. So make sure, if you are new to the channel, you're hitting subscribe with the bell notification on, because obviously when that video goes live, you can watch it instantly, learn the best rotations as well. Thinking of going Haaland instead of Salah in game week 1. I don't mind it. I just think a large majority will pick Salah ahead of Haaland. So you'll be in the minority, but hey ho. What do I expect from Mansfield's season this season? I think we've signed quite a lot of good players, but at the same time, we need a striker. We just need a striker, but I don't think we're going to go and buy anybody in the market. So yeah, I think we'll be okay, but I think it could be another long season maybe where there's long wins and long kind of like runless runs. But yeah, hey ho. Would love some best mid-price midfielder video. Yeah, I'll try and put something together. It might be one that I potentially do on TikTok. If you aren't already following me on TikTok as well, I would highly recommend it. We've got some mad stuff going off over there at the moment, some mad numbers. So yeah, let's dive into some teams then. Let's get through some more of these. Like I said, guys, if you are enjoying today's video, make sure you are hitting that like button. It does push the stream out to more people, which is exactly what we want to see with today's stream. So yeah, get those comments in and stuff like that. Always appreciated. Sorry, just checking my phone for something then. Cool. I think we're good to go. Let's start. We're going to go first with FPL Abby. I believe she's still doing really well on the UEFA Women's Euros fantasy at the moment. She's put, this is my second draft. I still like the idea of swapping Saka to Aries and Strand Larson to Gyökeres if it's cheaper. I don't mind that either. In game week 2, I'm looking to go Bowen to Evan Nielsen. In game week 3, I'd like to go Gyökeres to Isak. I think a bench boost game week 3 also looks good with this draft. Not knowing the fixtures off the top of my head, I probably agree. I really hope Kinski is the 4 million playing goalkeeper for you, Abby. It would be nice. I think that is one to obviously highlight for people on the stream. Kinski and Darlow are probably going to be your 4 million goalkeepers for this season. I'm not a big fan of Eze. I spoke about this in Tom's stream. I think he is, yes, definitely a talisman, but I'm not sure on their opening set of fixtures whether or not they're going to be good enough for me to justify spending 7.5 million on Eze right now. But he is a player I would like to see in the future. And you can also probably get rid of Sirkin. I think Esteve is probably going to be the top option in terms of the 4 million defenders. Won Burnley's player of the season last year. You might as well pick a player that is fully fit and available and actually plays for a decent side. He might be one of those players that you probably end up just feeling quite comfortable playing because he's just continually picking up defensive action points. It could just be one of those. So yeah, that's the first draft. I don't want to obviously talk through like the same players, so I'll try and like mix it up with people's drafts. If I see problems in people's drafts, of course I'll highlight it. Rice and kind of the other defensive midfielders that come in at 6.5 don't feel like good value for me. I know obviously we've got the defensive contributions in the game right now, but they are limited to 2, and midfielders need 12 actions, I believe, to get themselves those 2 points, so I'm not a big fan of it. The rest of the team, though, no Palmer, but I definitely think it makes up for it with, you know, a pretty decent overall side. So yeah, I'm a fan of that one. I do like that, Charlie. That looks good. Next up, let's have a look. De Cooper, obviously we spoke about him at length, and I've spoke about him in length in the 4.5 million defenders video, which will drop a little bit later. He looks like a real steal. Some of the numbers that he put up, over 11 expected goal involvements last season, by the way. Absolutely ridiculous. Beto, we obviously spoke about as well, not really probably being like an amazing option to go for, with of course them signing Barry and nobody really knowing who's going to be the standout pick. Double Everton attack as well feels a little bit wrong to me. I think just pick and die. Don't probably pick Beto. I like Reinders as an option. Goodmanson is another decent 4 million option that probably should see some decent minutes. So yeah, again, don't mind that with the rest of that team. Talk FPL. Hickey could be an interesting option at 4 million. I don't mind that. I'm just trying to see. Again, I'm not a big fan of the Crystal Palace fixtures, so I don't know whether or not spending 5.5 million on Munoz feels like 100% right. I think if you're paying that premium for the defenders, you probably want to play them week in, week out. Whereas at the moment, Crystal Palace feels more a rotation rather than like a set and forget. So that's probably my only criticism of that one. Hi Tom, updated the draft since yesterday. Changed Saka like you said, hoping for a 10 out of 10 today. It's actually a really good draft, isn't it? This is actually a cracking draft. Yeah. You know what? I'm feeling pretty confident. I think that's a great draft. You know what? I'll give that a 10. I really like that as a draft. I think that's great. That looks brilliant. Yeah, fan of that. Well done, FPL Arsenal. First 10 of today's stream. Bench boost game week 1, free hit in game week 3, and wildcard in game week 4. I mean, free hit in game week 3, like Spurs have got City, right? Game week 2, so you're going to be stuck with those players. I'm guessing you could just obviously bring in all the bench players there, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess De Cooper, Colwell still got decent fixtures, so they'll swap out for them, and you probably maybe could still play Solanke anyway, so it's not that big a deal. Okay, I actually don't mind that. I don't think that's a bad bench boost, to be honest. Yeah, that's not a bad bench boost. That's all right. Fantasy Frenzy says, go on then, dude. All right, let's take a look, mate. Let's take a look. Isak, I think if they sign Visser, I don't think he's an option. I just don't think he's an option. I don't get, personally, the Kudus hype. I need to see a lot more from him. Igor Jesus is competing with Chris Wood, so it feels like a non-runner for me anyway. I think, Chris Wood will probably start the season, so that's probably that one out. I'm thinking of getting Palmer in for Wirtz. I mean, if you've got the money to do it, yeah. Saka, like we spoke about yesterday in the stream, I do feel if Gyökeres is the penalty taker, massive appeals are lost for Saka. He only scored 6 goals last season, so yeah, it doesn't feel like a great asset to be playing like 10 million for. So personally, I think he's probably more in a void if, of course, they're gonna, potentially, look to that route of things. I'm just gonna quickly change something. I just need to quickly change the video title of today's video just to see if that helps it with the algorithm. Right, I've changed that. Let's see if it helps it in the algorithm. Hopefully it does. Hopefully it does. By the way, guys, if you are watching, make sure you are hitting that like button. If we could get to 50 likes, it would be massively appreciated. Let's see what's kicking off in the chat already. Villa goalkeeper, yeah. Bizot obviously will start the first few games with Martinez being suspended. Yeah, there are no real good like mid-priced 6 million mids or of course like defenders that just don't exist. They just don't exist. Eze will leave Palace. Yeah, that's probably another thing as well. If Eze is going to potentially depart the club, that's another thing you've got to obviously worry about. What are your thoughts ahead of Isak's injury ahead of the new season? I haven't heard anything. Genuinely haven't heard anything. If anybody knows, do put it in the chat. Diouf and a Dogi rotation. I think you might as well pick Wan-Bissaka just given his high ownership. He's already settled within the Premier League. So I probably would just not. I know Diouf could be like a really like the numbers that he's been putting up out in the Czech Republic have been absolutely exceptional. But I think I probably would just play it safe. Pick Wan-Bissaka, who you know is definitely going to 100% start. So I probably would go with that. Going no Salah or Haaland. Love the idea of Isak, Saka and Palmer and more money. The problem is you're going against like Mohamed Salah. That genuinely is the problem is you're going against Salah, who for large parts of last season was ridiculous. And Haaland, yes, was bad last year, but if you cast your mind back to the season before, was pretty much you had to have, like everybody had to have him. So yeah, I think going without either is going to be a little bit questionable. Am I a Liverpool fan? No, it's just the shirt that I have. I'm waiting for Jake to come and get it. Next time I see Jake, he's going to be taking that shirt off me. But at the moment, it just covers the mirror. You can see like the back of the chair in the mirror. So with the I can't remember where we got the camera from. The Razer camera basically like focuses on the mirror. Like it thinks that's where it should be focusing on, not me instead. So it like tries to do that. So I have to put something in the back just so it stops doing that. But yeah, that was a long way of explaining it. But I'm not a Liverpool fan. My predictions for the Gyökeres price, I think he will be... I think I said this last night, like maybe like 10, 9.5, somewhere around there. Yeah, I'm definitely going to look to get Gyökeres in if he's not stupidly priced. I think as long as he comes under Alexander Isak, I'm very, very tempted to go for it. I'm very, very tempted. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. We'll obviously pop back into the chat every now and again. Make sure you're keeping those likes coming in as well for today's stream. Like I said, massively appreciated as always. Looking at the poll, 48% of you are not going to be bench boosting in game week 1. So looks like it's going to be that way. If you are new around here as well, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. Massively appreciated as always. I don't know if my internet has just gone down. But my phone and my laptop weren't like loading in, which was a bit of a worry then. But they've all sorted themselves out. Cool. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the next draft. Did we do this one? Yeah, I think we did this one and spoke through Saka. But Truffert, also a really good player that we covered in the 4.5 million defenders video, which will be out around about 5:45 today. Looking at this draft, Anderson, I know a lot of people are looking at 5.5 million, could be one that could be decent for the defensive contributions as well. Esteve, that obviously we spoke about already, could be a decent one. Thoughts on Matoma as a differential. I also like Sharda. I would prefer probably Sharda. Again, I just don't trust the rotation that goes on at Brighton, especially within their attacking lineups. I just don't trust it, so I probably would stay clear. My team for now, going with the game week 3 free hits. Again, we spoke about Saka and potentially the impact of Gyökeres. But other than that, the team looks pretty decent across the board. I don't want to play Beto. I will wait for another cheaper option. We might not genuinely get another cheaper option. You might just be downgrading that to a 4.5 million kind of forward, to be honest. Because I really don't want to call who's going to start for Everton up front this season. So yeah, you might be downgrading that one. With a bench boost, it's quite a good bench boost. I like that for game week 1. Not too bad, not too shabby. Could also do Rodgers and Wood to Watkins and Anderson, but I think this is better. I think this is better as well. On my latest TikTok, I spoke about Morgan Rodgers. Started 37 games last season, 19 goal involvements, pretty decent numbers across the board. You look at the Villa fixtures, they only play one of last season's top 5 as well. So definitely worth taking a look at, in my opinion. Yeah, definitely. I like the kit probably that way around as well. Gonna bench boost in game week 1, wildcard in game week 2. Rate this. I mean, if you're gonna wildcard in game week 2, why have Evan Nielsen on the bench boost? Like, he's got a difficult fixture. You might as well target someone that's just got like literally the best fixtures possible. So yeah, that's probably where my head would be looking at in terms of that. So yeah, I think there's probably a little bit of improvement that really needs to take place with that draft. Try the bench boost game week 1 draft. How do you think it looks? It looks good. It looks quite good, actually. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too shabby. I don't mind that. FPL Baz has done his team. Strand Larson is a good pick. I do like, as long as you can obviously get away with benching him, or in this case, playing him in game week 1. Not ideal, but the guy was a little bit of a joke last season for Wolves in his first season in the Prem. So I don't mind him as a pick at all. I think he's actually a really good pick. Yeah, I don't mind that one at all. Let's have a quick look at the chat. Is João Pedro a must? I think he's definitely verging more on a must, given how high his ownership has got, because it's going to get to the point where if he scores like game week 1 and you've not got him, Jesus, he could be like really, really going off. Does Salah take free kicks for Liverpool with no Trent? I think it might go to Wirtz, you know. It might go to Wirtz. Wirtz might start taking some. How much do you think Nketiah will be? I reckon probably a similar price to like maybe like 7.5, maybe like João Pedro, maybe a little bit more, maybe like 8.5. Why do I think Beto is a bad pick? They signed Barry in the summer. They usually only play with one striker, so I personally would probably avoid. Like, we don't know who the first choice striker is going to be, and Everton fans by the end of the season were fed up of Beto. Ramsey, the new Rodgers, plays when he's fit. Our third best attacker now. Yeah, Ramsey's not a bad chart. I don't mind him from Aston Villa either. Thoughts on defence, full of 4.5s and putting the money in attack. I don't mind that either. I really, really don't. I think, you know, there's some absolutely cracking 4.5 million picks to be had, and you can definitely build some cracking rotations as well. Is Ahmad good? He's not bad, but I personally would not want to kind of look at Manchester United players, to be honest. Just not for me, anyway. Yeah, I probably would not. I'd just stay clear of Manchester United as a whole. They've got 4 of last season's top 5 within their first 8 games. Just not worth it, in my opinion. Jamie says, I don't have Pedro, not interested in any of our players given we return to training the same week the season starts. Interesting. Okay. We won't be fit. Palace could cook us. Very fair point. Obviously, Chelsea were in the Club World Cup. That is something to maybe monitor. A lot of us are obviously looking at potentially double. I think I'm currently on like a triple Chelsea as well. That's a great point there, Jamie. Thank you very much for pointing that out, man. I appreciate that. Maybe we might be... Maybe they might be getting cooked, Chelsea, in game week 1 by Palace. Palace aren't a bad side either. Palace could very easily roll them as well. It would not surprise me to see that happen. I need a 5 million playing forward. Is there one? I couldn't see one earlier. No. I have double Spurs defence, Van der Ven, and a Dogie. Is a Liverpool defender a must? Don't think it's a must. No. I think Van Dijk's probably the pick out of the bunch if you were to go for like one that's definitely secured in minutes. Konsa's defensive contributions, he got 0 last year. By the way, I looked at this for today's video. Konsa got 0 defensive contributions last season. So yeah, I wouldn't be like concerned about picking a player that has them. I think you've got to just kind of, you know, take a look at it. Sanchez being slept on. Yeah, I don't mind Sanchez for 5 million. I don't mind Sanchez for 5 million. Let's get back to rating some more drafts. Like I said, if you want to send me a team over on Twitter, make sure you are following me at FPLTom_. Leave it under my tweet that literally says, you know, we're doing these teams, get them in. Yeah. First pick is the new draft. Kelleher out is for Sanchez, who plays a better defence. Colwell and Ekdal make way for Nico and Esteve, while Wirtz and Rodgers are replaced by Marmoush and Minter. João Pedro is swapped for Watkins. What do you think? I don't mind it. It's not a bad team. What was the other one? What did it originally look like? I think I probably would prefer that. I do think I probably prefer the first one. Just replace Ekdal. I do think I prefer the first one, you know. This one here, the original one you had. But each their own. If you like your new draft, mate, I don't mind it. Bench boost game week 1 and plant a wildcard in 6, but could also go earlier if need, like game week 4. I really want to get rid of the chip as early as possible and invest in the rest of my team after your wildcard. What's your thoughts? Yeah, I'm also under the, like, having the same thought process at the moment. Do we go early with bench boost, try and get this chip out of the way? Because we might have other issues to deal with later in the season where we're like, well, I've not even got a starting 11, never mind a bench boostable squad. So maybe just going early, you know you're probably going to get 15 that start and play and just kind of get rid of everyone. That might be the play to go for. So I don't mind it. And that bench boost looks pretty decent. Again, Beto is the only issue I probably would have with that squad. So yeah, he would be the one that I would probably take out of this squad. Danny Boy has sent his team in. He's gone for Pickford. I'm not a big fan of Pickford at 5.5. I know he's been the highest scoring goalkeeper for pretty much the past 2 seasons, but I just think at 5.5 he's not really value for money. I think there's so many better goalkeepers at 5 and probably even 4.5. Don't like Fernandez, don't like Smith Rowe, don't like Visser. I think there's quite a bit of work that needs to be done with this draft to kind of get it up to scratch, in my opinion. Bench boost active. Let's take a look at this. Reinders Perot. Yeah, all solid picks, to be honest, for a bench boost. Don't mind that. My current draft, Marmoush could be Wirtz. I like Murillo and Virgil van Dijk, respective defensive contributions. Good set and forgets. I mean, Forest's defensive data was pretty poor at the back end of last season. I think from game week 19 onwards, they were sat like 16th for expected goals conceded. So like you had the bottom lot and then like Spurs. So they really fell off a cliff. So I probably would maybe just monitor that one. Especially if you're looking at Nottingham Forest defenders, is their drop off last season was pretty bad, to say the least. Let's put it that way, pretty bad. Do keep questions coming in, guys. Keep the likes coming in as well. If we could hit 50 likes on today's stream, that would be massively appreciated, as always. We're currently on 34. There's 146 of you in the chat. Come on. You know what to do. You know what to do, guys. Let's have a look what we've got in the chat. If you can guess the Chelsea playing XI, congrats, you won FPL. Yeah, I mean, they're on about buying, like, Javi Simmons now, like, even more players to add to the mix. So, yeah, that could be a bit of a car crash. Kinski or Darlow. I think Kinski has more upside because Spurs will just be a better team this year. Darlow is going to be playing for a bottom side. Like, would you feel comfortable playing like a Leeds defender every week? Probably not. Whereas, would you feel quite comfortable playing a Spurs goalkeeper if they're a better defence this season? Probably, yeah. So, I think Kinski is probably the better option. If we get confirmation that both of them are going to be the first choice, though, that could be the route to go for. Just completely go for 2-4 million goalkeepers. Like the amount of money you're going to save, I'd save $1 million and have $1 million extra to play with. I might have a play around with that tonight. See how I feel about it. I have Rodgers and Watkins. Is the backing Villa too much? Should I swap Rodgers for someone like... No. This is the thing. The Villa fixtures, once they get past Newcastle, are really good for that opening 8, in my opinion. They've only got Newcastle, who finished in the top 5 last season. Outside of that, there's not another side that finished within the top 5. It's just a really, really good fixture run that, of course, they obviously look to. Adogi can attack and Van der Ven is injury prone, but both are probably the same. Yeah, looking at the defensive contributions today as well, there's not too much to split between the two of them, actually. Hudson-Odoi or Elanga, I probably would go Hudson-Odoi. Hey Abby, welcome to the stream. I think you could realistically keep Eze. I can't remember if you had Rodgers in there. I'm just a little bit concerned about the fixtures for Palace for the opening for you, but I still don't mind Eze as an option. Like, you know what you're getting with him. He is going to be a penalty taker. He is a player that will play very good minutes. I just don't know if the fixtures are quite there, and that's just my personal take on it. Like, I think you could just keep him if you really wanted to. I think otherwise maybe it would be looking at like a Rodgers, a Sharda. Yeah. It's a bit of a gamble, isn't it? At least you know if Eze is probably going to play. 100%. Aina and a 4 mil defender or 2 4.5s. I probably would be tempted to select the 2.5s. I think there's some really good 4.5s. There will be a video coming out after this stream as well. Yeah, Eze doesn't start the season usually great either, so yeah, I probably wouldn't be too optimistic about bringing him in overall, to be honest. He is quite a slow starter. It's just the Eze way and the Palace way, really, isn't it? They're just one of those clubs that do, of course, just start the season just that little bit slow. It does look like we've hit 14.7k subscribers, by the way, guys. So thank you very much for that. Massively appreciated, as always. We're on that road to 15k, like I said, before the start of the season. So I appreciate all the support that you guys are showing in today's stream. Another video out tonight, video out tomorrow as well. We're absolutely just smashing through it. There's pretty much going to be daily uploads up until the season launch. So yeah, like I said, massively appreciated as always. If I don't get round to rating your drafts today, by the way, guys, please make sure you all going and checking out Fantasy Football Hub. You can get your draft rated by their AI in kind of seconds, pretty much. It's completely free to do. As always, there is a link to that. If you want to sign up for extra services as well, that is fully acceptable to go and do from that link as well, if you want to go and do that. So yeah, appreciated. Right, let's have a look. Let's get back to doing some drafts. We did this one, right? Yeah, we did that one. Bro, which is better? Considering Havertz as Gokres, as I have 1.5 million, do I swap City defender? Jesus, this is like a short novel. Just yeah, if you're gonna send me a team, please don't send me a short novel, please. I will try and like decipher it, which one I prefer. Right, Matteo Nunes, I'm not going to go anywhere near. City, yeah, that's just no. Yeah, Matteo Nunes for 5.5 million doesn't seem a good pick. I don't like Savinho as an option either. Like, there's just too much rotation. There's genuinely too much rotation in terms of these picks. We're not 100% sure if Kudus is going to be starting. Same with Maddison. Same with Frimpong. There is a hell of a lot of rotation risk players here. So personally for me, I would avoid it like the plague. Avoid those players like the plague. Bench boost game week 1. Areola, Gvardiol, Tarkowski. Bench boost is pretty decent actually. Yeah, that's not a bad side. Don't mind that. Don't mind that for a bench boost for game week 1. Next in, I'm not a big fan of Isak with the price, and I don't really rate the fixtures. I've spoken about Cunha, I've spoken about Buemo, definitely avoids for me in the opening part of the season. I don't usually like to bring in newly transferred players anyway, so that's already one reason why I wouldn't go near them. Second reason, like I said, United have got, within their opening 8 games, 4 of last season's top 5. It's not a delightful run. They've got Fulham and Brentford away as well, which isn't like the easiest. Then 2 newly promoted teams, so you feel they could win those. But realistically, United could be sat on like 6 points after the opening 8 games, especially if they continue what they did last season. So I probably would avoid all Manchester United players. Scrimped on the defence to pump money into the attack. Gone with the 4.5s rather than the premiums. Thinking about the new defensive actions. Could it benefit the cheaper defenders? Anywhere I can use. I like Konza and Gehi. I like Wan-Bissaka. I actually like all the 4.5s you've selected. I actually think this is a really good team. Yeah, I really like this as a team. I think this is quite good. Yeah, big fan of that. Big fan of that, mate. I like that. I do like that a lot. 1 or 2, both bench boost. 1 game week 7 wildcard. Don't like Saka. So I probably would lean more towards 2. I think 2 looks better. But you've got Beto in 2, so you've got to deal with Beto. So yeah, the 2 problem players in each are Saka and Beto. At least I think Saka starts, so maybe 1 edges it. Visser looks like he could be on his way to Newcastle, so that pretty much rules him out as an option as well, so probably wouldn't go near him. Saka could be Wirtz, and I may move Wood to Gokeres if he comes in at 9 million. I don't think he's going to come in at 9 million. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go near it at 9 million. Like, I don't think it's going to happen. I think he'll be more than 9 million, sorry. Rest of the team, though, looks really good. Really, really good. Who's that on the bench? Oh, it's Obi. I was like, who's this Manchester United player you've got? We're getting through the teams as quick as we possibly can. We've still got a boatload to go. Like I said, we had, I think, maybe like 60. I think we had like 60 left at the start of the stream, sorry. So, yeah, we're trying to get through all these. But yeah, we'll try and go through them all. No worries, Abby. Yeah, I think Rodgers is a really good option. Spoke about him on TikTok today. I think he's a great option to be going for. So I don't mind it if you go for it. What's your opinions on Cherky? I don't think I'd go near that City risk, to be honest. United performed really well against the big teams. They might have performed against the big teams or whatever, but still, why would you pick a team that has like a really difficult start to the season in terms of the fixtures? Just don't bother. Genuinely don't bother. But yeah. Yeah, let me know, guys, what you think the price is going to be of Gyökeres in the chat. Let me know what price you think he's actually going to come in at. I think it will probably be around 9.5, 10 million. I'm interested to see what you guys think in terms of his price for this season. Obviously, keep the questions coming in. Keep the likes coming in. Keep the subscriptions coming in as well. Like I said, thank you for 14.7k. We just keep on moving at the moment. Moving on up. Hopefully we can get a few more in before the season start as well, which would be absolutely great to see. 8.5, 8. I don't think he's going to come in at 8. 11. 7.5 to 8 million. I don't think it's going to be 8, you know. I don't think they're going to go that low with Gyökeres. 9.5, I think, is probably about right. Yeah, 9.5. 10.5 FPL won't be nice. That'd be the same price as Isaac. So, yeah. 8.5, I can't see him being more than a record-breaking signing and a better attack. Yeah, I think around 9, 9.5. Maybe if they really want to push it is 10. Eris, I think, will probably come in at 6, maybe 6.5. Semenyo and Wood, or Eze and Evan Nielsen. I probably would prefer Eze and Evan Nielsen. Yeah, that's probably where I'd lie with that one. Let's see if we can try and crack through this first set of them that were sent in. Can you please rate this, Tom, as a bench boost? Let's have a look. Strand Larsen, not the best fixture, but he is a good player to have longer term. It's not a bad option at a bench boost, is it? Especially if we know Kinski's going to play. I think that is the big determining factor, isn't it? Whether or not people are going to be bench boosting in game week 1 if we find out both 4 million goalkeepers are going to be playing. If they're not, then we could be left in a little bit of a pickle. Next team. Yeah, I don't mind that. I like Marmoush. I've got him in one of my most recent drafts as well. I want some City coverage. Their numbers from 11FI look really good, and I definitely think you need a little bit of City coverage. Let's have a look how far we are. Oh, we've just hit 50 likes. There we go. Boom. Thank you very much for helping today's stream hit 50 likes. As always, massively appreciated by myself. Bro, tell me I'm cooking. Zubamendi, no. And Buemo, no. You ain't cooking shit, son, off that. Yeah, there's a lot of like new or rotation risk players in there that I just wouldn't go near. So yeah, for me, that is not cooking anything. I have left 2 mil in the bank for Gyökeres instead of João Pedro. Seems about right. Yeah, seems about right. Don't mind that. Thomas Boyle. Yeah, I don't think Nemetcha's not like a good player at all. He's absolutely pants. Like, he's genuinely pants. I would rather prefer a 4.5 million forward. And I think I just don't like Isaac, especially if this is going to join. I just don't think his minutes are going to be as secured. Team 1 or Team 2? I probably would go with Team 1. That's probably where my head would be at with that one. I probably would go Team 1. Is João Pedro even nailed? Not 100%, no. Definitely not 100% nailed. The Mbeumo hate is crazy. Look, I'm the biggest fan of Brian Mbeumo. I have been for seasons now. I absolutely love the guy. I think he's class. Genuinely an all-round just class player. But, again, it goes back to the point of I don't like bringing in new signings. He's lost penalties, which over the past few seasons has been one of his bread and butters to points. So, can you really pick someone again that plays 4 of the last season's top 5 within their opening 8 for 8 million? Not for me. Not for me. So yeah, I think Mbeumo Easy avoid at the start of the season. I think maybe when United's fixtures turn good, we can definitely have a look at him. But right off the bat, I think there's probably better players to be selecting. How much of a differential is Haaland? Quite a lot. Quite a lot. Yeah, Marmoush is probably the one I would have recommended, you know. It gives you some City coverage as well. Bruno Fernandes is now the worst FPL asset. I don't think that's entirely true. I think he's an alright asset, isn't he? They might do Gyökeres on his own because of the name he is. Like, because he's such a big name, they might just do him on his own. But yeah. Thoughts on Etite? I can't pronounce that guy's name. That's already a problem. I think we've already got Salah and Wirtz, who will probably be better options. So I probably wouldn't look directly at him, to be honest. So yeah. Is Watkins good for a Haaland replacement in a Salah team? Yep, don't mind the Villa fixtures. Like I said, only one of last season's top 5 within the opening 8. It's not a bad run at all. Villa are a very good side as well. So yeah, I don't mind that. I think if Damsgaard gets the penalties, he could be a real gem at 6 million. So yeah, I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. Right, let's get on with some more team reviews. We've got still plenty to go here. Game week 1 bench boost. Game week 2 free hit. Game week 3 Bowen and Visser out. Game week 4 wild card. Again, oh my days. You're going to be bench boosting with double United. Yeah, not it. Not it for me. No. Hi Tom, on a bench boost 1. I've created 2 drafts. Which do you prefer? Not bad. Probably this one. I probably prefer the second one. Yeah, that looks smart to me. Paul Smith has said his first draft. Delap probably won't start ahead of João Pedro, I don't think. So I probably would get rid of João Pedro. Delap, sorry. Please rate. Not bad. Not bad. Should I go for Bruno instead of Wirtz? No. No. People might be like, oh, you just hate United. But genuinely, I don't. Like, they're just not a good team to invest in over the past few seasons. Like, their numbers from last year were terrible. I know they've invested in new attackers. They probably will be better this season. But when you play some of the best teams within your opening 5 games, it is not targetable for me personally in terms of FPL assets. It's just not. I think there's probably better routes to points in my opinion. Surely Gakpo will be first choice on the left wing if Diaz leaves. Not a bad shout. But yeah, I think the way to probably play the game at the start is to have probably Salah and Palmer. If one of them doesn't start the season, great. You can downgrade them. Look to whatever midfielder around that mid price is doing better, and probably upgrade them one of your forwards and get rid of probably a premium defender to get Haaland in if he's really cooking. Bringing in Gyökeres is the same as bringing in Cunha and Mbeumo. Not entirely, because Arsenal's attack actually functions properly. They're also been one of the better teams for expected goals created over the past few seasons. They literally have probably one of the Premier League standout players in Bukayo Saka in their side. And for me, personally, they're just a better attack. They've got Leeds as well within the opening. They've got Leeds and United, whose expected goals conceded last year were poop. So, yeah. What do you think about Rice? I mean, it's nice with a curry. No, I think if he was at 5.5, probably would. 6, yeah, I don't think so. I sent my drafts 3 hours ago and I still haven't seen it. Bro, we have got a lot to get through still. There's still a lot here. As you can see, like, you guys can't see it, but my mouse scroller is probably about halfway down. I, again, don't think we'll probably get through everybody's. So my best advice for future streams like this is make sure you're following me on Twitter, probably put your notifications on. So when I do tweet like, oh, I'm doing this and this, then of course I kind of, you know, have everything in and ready. Please rate my team. Cheers. Good team. I like the look of it. Obviously, a lot of the players we've already spoke through. Bench boost in game week 1, free it in game week 3. Havertz will be Gokeres if he costs me more. Konate will be downgraded to a 4.5. Yeah, I've seen people go with Lewis Skelly as well. He could be a nice cheaper way into the Arsenal back line, so I don't mind it, don't hate it. Want a United player leaning towards Cunha over Mbeumo. I don't know why, mate, but yeah, you do you. Toss up between Wirtz or Marmoush. I think at least with City and Marmoush, you get that City coverage for the opening few weeks with their good, like they are top of the 11-5 numbers over the opening 6. So at least it gives you that coverage. Allows you to look if Wirtz is actually going to play well as well within the Premier League or he's not quite the option as well. Jesus, what is this one? Adingra. Yeah, not a bad draft. Not a bad draft. Good draft, like it. I like Gahey as an option at 4.5 if he stays at thingy as well, if he stays at Palace. Not 100% on the defence yet. Gabriel, Wan-Bissaka. I like all the defenders you've realistically picked there. I don't mind that. I think that's a pretty steady draft. It will be interesting to look back on like how these drafts change over the next few weeks, to be honest. Because like, there still is like, what, 3-ish weeks, 3.5-ish weeks till the season starts. These drafts are just going to continually keep changing, aren't they, as well? Can you do a TikTok or YouTube vid on Haaland, Salah and Palmer draft? I will try and build one tonight, and I'll try and film it for both platforms, YouTube as well. Followed and replied first, but it's not come up. I mean, there might be some that are hidden. Like, there's usually a bunch that are hidden at the bottom. Like, it depends. For me, it'll be, like, ranking in terms of if you reply to my comments a lot or if I, like, follow you, it'll be, like, a ranked probably a little bit higher. Like I said, we're going to get... This is the way the season goes at the moment, unfortunately. Like, we're going to have a lot of people sending this stuff in. Like, we're not a small account anymore. So, yeah. Yesterday, we did an hour. We didn't get through everyone. We're probably going to finish up at 5 today. And again, won't have got through anyone. But we'll put another one in next week if you guys would like to see this. We can put in another one. Don't mind this one. Don't mind this one. 2 dud forwards, though, is probably a bit of a stretch. I mean, the forward position isn't great overall, is it? Saka, Wirtz, Salah and Palmer all in that midfield does look very juicy. But I think when Gokeres comes around, you probably would want to downgrade Saka for Gokeres, in my opinion. Thinking maybe Ndiaye for Rodgers and then Sanchez to Raya. I think Sanchez is completely fine to leave. I don't mind Rodgers either. Beto is probably a bigger concern within the squad. Hi Tom, any suggestions watching your live? I appreciate the support, man. Like that a lot. That's a good team. It's a good team. Adingra could be a great shout. Obviously, he was great for Brighton a few years ago. Gone to Sunderland. He'll probably see decent minutes. So yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that as a draft. Bench boost game week 1 and it's there. I think you've deleted the tweet. Okay. Ariola, Wan-Bissaka, Gabriel, Gvardiol, Aina, Salah, Kudus, Wirtz. Again, Beto's probably an issue with that squad. And it's nearly a Haaland and Salah draft that is close to being complete. Like, the bench is absolutely dreadful. So, yeah, it's almost there, but Beto, unfortunately, probably is either going to start some games, but Barry's going to be right up his chuffy, is what I'd recommend. Again, probably Beto with this one. I keep saying Beto, but yeah, he is probably not an option I would be looking to select, in my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion, anyway. Thoughts on McNeil? Yeah, not a bad one. Not a bad one. I've been kind of converted on McNeil. I saw him in a few people's drafts yesterday. Did some digging on the data. Actually looks quite good, doesn't it? Who is this season's Nkunku? I think it could be Kudus. I genuinely think it could be Mohamed Kudus this season. Could be this year's little bit of a troll. So yeah. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. We'll do another kind of batch of these. Like I said, we'll stay live till about 5 o'clock. Like I said, there's going to be a video dropping at 5:45, so make sure you're getting yourselves ready for that one. It's going to be the best 4.5 million defenders. If everybody on that new video, when it does drop, can hit the like button as well immediately, like I said, it just pushes it out to more people, and it absolutely breaks the algorithm. And like I said, we are trying to hit 15k before the season starts. I'm interested to hear what the chat's thoughts are on Beto and Barry. I'd like to hear everybody's thoughts on that one. I'd like to hear everybody's thoughts on Kudus as well, as an option this season. For me, I don't think I'm going to put him in any of my drafts. I think I'm probably going to stay away and avoid him. Thoughts on Thiago? Yeah, record signing for Brentford last summer. Obviously sustained quite a bad injury, which meant it kept him out of the squad. But I've not seen Brentford in the market for a striker or linked with anyone. So you do imagine maybe he's going to be the starting forward. So yeah, there we go. Jamie, I know you did really well last season, but yeah, Bruno and Kudus, just not options for me. Not options for me personally. Yeah, they weren't great options. Right, let's crack on. Let's do some more of these. Toma has sent his team in. Gabriel, De Cooper, Kirkes, not bad. And Die. Reinders is an interesting pick. Again, it is going to be that doubt around minutes. Colwell, Aina, Wan-Bissaka, and Die. Not bad. Bench boost. Let's have a look at that bench. Williams, Adogi, and Die. It's a good team. I like that as a bench boost. Yeah, no Salah though. No Salah would be your only problem. So you probably would be wildcarding straight out of it. I think Salah could just go off in game week 1 as he always does. Jaden sent me 3 in. Greedy. Don't like Mateta with those opening fixtures that Palace have got. I think there's probably better forwards to select. Double Palace attack probably feels like a no with the fixtures they've got. Yeah, probably those double ones. I like Anderson as a 4.5. I covered him in the 4.5 million video today. He could be a real gem. Nice little gem there. Let's have a look here. Again, someone with Barry. I probably just wouldn't touch either of the Everton of the Everton strikers, in my opinion. Same with Pedro Neto. Probably wouldn't touch him if they're going to sign like Xavi Simons, who can pretty much play anywhere across that front three. Yeah, I don't think I would probably go for it. Bench boost in game week 2. I mean, he's probably not going to play. So there's one player already out of your bench boost. I know he did exceptionally well in League 2 last season. But yeah, I just don't think he's going to play. So Barry as well. Like, again, we've gone through it many a time now. Him or Beto just feel like easy avoids early doors for me personally. Keep your questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have, do let me know. I sent you a DM on Instagram. I don't check my DMs on Instagram. I just don't. If you want to talk to me, come into the Discord. Speak to me there. That's probably the best place if you want to ask me a question. I'll probably pop in there occasionally and just mill the chat a little bit. CBB's been shut down. I mean, kids must not be watching television for that to be happening. That is very sad, though. Many a great show on CBBS. Many a great show. Game's gone on it. Game's gone when CBBS has been shut down. And Buema, I mean, we don't really know what Thiago, if he is going to be definitely the main man. If he is, then I probably prefer the second option. Is Isadora a good option at 5.5 million bench striker? Probably the best we're going to get, isn't he, really, at 5.5? I think Joel Perot's around that price point as well. But again, these guys weren't amazing in the Championship. If you look at the Golden Boot race last year, one of the lowest scoring Golden Boot races. So yeah, not great. Not great overall. The kids are watching YouTube. They are indeed. Hopefully they're watching FPL Tom. We're a lovely family-friendly channel. Nothing ever dodgy is talked about. Hi Tom, do you think Cunha is being underrated this year? No, I don't. I think he's not as good an asset, especially from the start. We spoke about this quite a bit on today's stream with the United fixtures. So yeah, Surely you've got to go triple West Ham and Chelsea from game week 1. Why? Why? Is Kisley, or however you pronounce it, first choice goalkeeper? The Thomas Frank quote that I read on Twitter was basically like, he likes him. He thinks he could be the first choice goalkeeper. So I think he's definitely up in the air. Any Brentford out of position players you know about? I think Lewis Potter is probably going to be the one. 5 million defender, so they kind of know that he's probably going to be playing further forward. But yeah. Love the YouTube videos. I went Haaland over Salah because Haaland is so little owned and I think he will be back to his regular self this season. It could work in your favour. I went against Haaland last year. It didn't quite work in my favour, but that was kind of the trend that everybody went to towards the, the latter stages of the tournament. So, yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Just got a hair in my mouth. Nothing dodgy except all the edging. Yeah, we do a lot of edging on this channel, don't we? The Soggy Biscuit Super League, by the way, it wouldn't let me put it in. It got banned last year, and it wouldn't let me put the Soggy Biscuit Super League in this year. So we've just called it something generic and boring. So yeah, blame fantasy football for not letting us have the Soggy Biscuit Super League. Like, that was just an undefeated league name, and we've not been allowed it this year, unfortunately. So yeah, the game's gone. The game is really gone. The goalkeeper pairing, I would have to see them actually both play before I probably committed to it, in my opinion. Right, let's try and crack through as many of these as we can. I think we're nearish the first set of the bottom ones that were sent in. Like I said, guys, make sure you are following me on Twitter for when I do these streams, because we'll definitely do some more throughout the course of the season. That is a great team name. I've just seen that in the chat. That is an unbelievable team name. Yeah, that's a great team name. I've also saw Back Fives Matter. That was also a good one. That made me chuckle. I like Evan Nielsen. That's a player we've not spoke about. Bournemouth's numbers attacking-wise last season were fantastic. One of the top sides for expected goals created. They've not lost any of their attackers. So I think, yeah, Evan Nielsen's going to be a great pickup. Obviously a difficult fixture. You've got to just rotate around it. Again, Evan Nielsen in this one. I'd feel fairly happy playing Gabriel. Like, I know he's on your bench here, unless you're going for a bench boost. I can't quite see, but I'm guessing this is a bench boost. I mean, it's not a bad bench boost to go for, is it, really? Thiago's a little bit of a gamble. We don't know what his situation he's going to be in. I don't really feel great about playing 6.5 million for Rice. I would rather have and die, for me personally. Having a penalty taker, having a player that can actually score goals feels better than trying to play... trying to play, like just for the contribution points. So that's probably where I'd set on that one. Pickford, I've obviously spoke about. I'm not a big fan of Jordan Pickford. I think for 5.5 million, you could just get yourself a decent 4.5. You might even be able to get yourself a goalkeeper for 4 million. They're just a very limited upside position scoring points kind of, they're not great. The problem with having Haaland and Salah and Palmer in this draft is, as you can see, you've got two 5.5s, which isn't great. I think if you downgraded Palmer, though, you could have Pickford to a 4.5. You could upgrade, like Caicedo or Reinders, to a 6.5 million. Enzo's at 6.5, right? Or you could get yourself, what's it called? Ndai as well. Like, that's not bad. That's not bad. You could do that. Not bad. Next one in. Let's have a look at this one. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. I like Anderson. I said that. He's going to be one that is featuring in the 4.5 million video, which will be dropping a little bit later. I don't mind Anderson as a pick. I think he's quite a good one. No Salah, no Haaland. I think when Gyökeres comes in the game, I think he'll probably be Isak, and then you probably could be able to do scum Salah in there somehow. Maybe. But it's not a bad draft. It's definitely not a bad draft. Sanchez, Gvardiol, De Cooper, Wan-Bissaka, Gordon, I don't think is a good pick at all. Probably a very easy player I wouldn't have in, to be honest. So yeah, I'd look for a better replacement than that one. looks like a decent team. Salah and Palmer, yeah, pretty conventional at the moment. Let's see what's going off in the chat. Yeah, Semedo's also a good shout at 7 million. I don't mind that one. What is the best week for the first wildcard? I think it's 8 or 13. Probably going to be your wildcard windows. For Beto or for Verts is a great team name. I like that one. Let me know what your team name is in the chat, guys. I'm interested to see what you guys have gone for as well. Will Sanchez not get rotated? I don't think he will. I think he will be the first choice goalkeeper, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. I think, yeah, he'll probably be the first choice in my opinion. If. Connor Bradley at 5 as well. Could steal some minutes off Frimpong as well. A lot more rotation available within that Liverpool side as well. Rutter Woke Nonsense. Great name. Love that. Love that. That is a great name, Ted. Big fan of that one. Peaky Reinders. Yep, nice. Come Digne with me. Great name. Cracking names in the chat here, guys, by the way. Yeah, Andy's put a great point there. Don't give yourself fires to be putting out after game week 1. Don't, like, I wouldn't even have, like, players I'd want to book in. I'd have just, like, players that I'm like, yeah, I can just leave you in the team. I know you're going to play. And give myself as minimal headaches as last year. If you played last year, I went for Kwanzaa and I went for Nkuku. And my whole transfer plans were pretty much just ruined because I had to kind of just get round with them ones as well. Fatty Boom Boom. Nice. Yeah, Rosa Parks and Rutter Woke Nonsense. Some of the best. Stone Cold Steve Palmer. Great. Nice. Some great names in the chat there, guys. Appreciate everybody putting them in. They were great. They were great. Right, we're right near the bottom here. Planning for game week 1 bench boost and hoping that Trafford moves to City. Yeah, if Trafford moves to City, he could be a great one. At 5 million to get into that City defence. I think that is the move that a lot of us are waiting for. That could really unlock a lot at 5 million for me personally. Bench boost free. I'm not a big fan of Rodri at 6.5. I don't think Kudus could be hit and miss. Don't like Mateta for the opening fixtures. I think there's probably better teams to target with the 7.5 millions. And Phil is going to be our final team that we're going to cover in today's video. Henderson Gvardiol. I don't like Mbeumo. I've gone through that one already. Cherky probably not a pick as well for me. Kirkes could be rotated with Randy Robertson as well. So yeah, I think there's probably a few issues you need to fix with that team. But yeah, that is gonna wrap it up for me, guys. Like I said, make sure you are joining the mini league. It is the pinned comment, of course, as well. So, yeah, make sure you're getting in there. We're going to be giving away a prize for the winner. If, of course, you are a channel member as well, make sure you are, Make sure as well you're entering the mini league for just the members. Like I said, we'll be giving away a mystery prize for that one as well. Some of the names in the chat probably getting a little bit inappropriate, but it is what it is. We're finishing up anyway. If I didn't get around to rating your team as well, make sure you're checking out Fantasy Football Hub. In the description, you can get your team rated for free completely by their AI tool. So like I said, go and check that one out, guys, in the description. Make sure you're getting yourself in the mini league. And like I said, we'll probably do one of these next week, I reckon. Next week, if you guys are down for it. We'll definitely look to put in another one as well. There will be a video dropping in around 40 minutes as well, discussing the best 4.5 million defenders. So make sure you've got your notifications on if you are a new subscriber as well. Like I said, thank you for everybody being in today's stream. Massive support for you guys, as always. Diddy Party is actually the most unreal name I've seen. Oh my god. Oh god, that is bad. That is very bad. All right, guys. I think we're going to leave it there. Oh, God. Yeah. Brilliant. Great. There we go. Yeah, let's end this stream before we get demonetized. Thank you very much, everybody, for being here today. Massively appreciate you, and I will see you very shortly.